Elizabeth's been crisscrossing the country with him and campaigning for these rights that will eventually change our health care in this country. It'll clean up the mess in Iraq, and I think I'll let her tell you the rest of it.
Okay, can you hear me? Back in the back. Y'all? Okay, great. Thanks so much, and thanks for your patience. I got in the middle of a political call where I couldn't really hang up. I kept sort of dropping hints that I had to go in, so I apologize for making you late. But obviously this process is about answering everybody's questions from whatever quarter they come, and that's what I'm here to do. I'm not much on giving a speech, so I'm just going to talk for a second at the top to sort of lay a context for John's candidacy, and then let you all decide where we go in the conversation. Actually, I can tell you, actually, I've been doing a lot of other things, breast cancer stuff, and I did the women's conference in California with other potential spouses, which was an extraordinarily interesting experience. For one thing, there are a lot of tall spouses. And they all wear heels. And I am definitely a comfortable shoes kind of mom. In any event, so I actually haven't done this for a little bit, so you have to bear with me. I've not done a political thing in a few weeks. This election is about getting a change, as you said, not just when we put the flag up, but what our priorities are going to be as a country, and whether or not we're going to just talk about them or actually get them done. That's going to mean standing up to a lot of people that have been controlling things for a long time in Washington. John actually has spent his whole life doing this. There's an article called "The Accidental Populist" in the New Republic magazine several months ago. And the truth is that the populist part was probably right. If you can put labels on people's policies, and I don't know that you can so much, but his policies certainly could be described as populist. It was the accidental part that was wrong. John's policies are an absolute outgrowth of every experience that he's had. His father, you're tired of hearing it, his father really was a mill worker, and he started work, came out of high school, went right to work for Milliken, huge textile company in the South. When Milliken wanted to move him to a different plant, he wanted to work his way up from third shift to second shift to first shift, and finally getting into management. Worked his way up to being the plant manager at a small plant in Robbins, North Carolina. That he was so proud that that was his dream. That was all. He never hoped to get any further than that. And he did a great job. He's a hard-working man, and that plant was the most efficient. There's enough women in the room that will know that the way that they judge these plants and how effective they are is how many seconds they produce. And for the men in the room, that there's the product that's flawed are all seconds, and I don't mean to categorize you all generally, but assuming you don't know about fabric stuff, if it has a flaw in it, it's a second. If it doesn't, it can be sold at a higher price as first quality. And they had the lowest percentage of seconds in the entire company, all the various plants. His father did a great job. Then Roger Milliken decided one day that what he wanted to do was have all of his plant managers be college graduates. John's father had gone to work right out of high school. He hadn't gone to college. He didn't have the opportunity to go to college. And John's father trained the young man, the young college graduate, who took his place. He's a proud man. He left his work and started his own business, helping other companies be as efficient as he had made Milliken in this plant. But he was self-employed. He didn't have health insurance. Well, he had rheumatic fever as a child, so he had heart problems associated with that. He was going to need health insurance. So John's mother, who had started out in the mills, folding bathing suits and other things, had worked her way up to a point where she had decided that with John's father, when he became a supervisor, she could do what she'd always dreamed of doing. And so she started a little shop, rented this old gas station out on the highway. We call it the highway. You probably would call it the highway in New Hampshire as well. It was a 2-lane road, but it was. But it was Highway 27 to us, and so but they had this old gas station out there. And John and I used to go to auctions with her, and she'd buy pieces of furniture, probably would haul down to North Carolina from New Hampshire, and she would strip them and stain them and turn them into something really pretty. Hard work, but she loved it. But she had to close that shop because she had to get a job that had health insurance, since he was never going to be able to afford health insurance because of his pre-existing condition. So she went to work for the post office, was a member of the Rural Letter Carriers Union, which meant that she had health insurance that covered her and her husband. And so John, when he has a policy that universal health care, so that nobody has to leave a job they love or stay in a job they hate, that's not accidental. That's the inevitable result of everything, of all of his experiences growing up. When he talks about college for everyone, he's thinking about his father, who never had the chance to go to college, about himself. He was the first person to go to college, and how difficult it was for him. These policies are the result of how he was raised. When he talks about trade, he thinks about that hometown he grew up in Robbins. That mill his father worked in, that college graduate was then the supervisor, that mill's gone. It's closed. The poultry plant that was also located there, it's closed. The mobile home factory, the other big employer, it's also closed. The people that worked besides John's dad and the people who John went to high school with, who stayed in that town, bought houses in that town, he sees what's happened to them. They can't sell their houses. Who's going to buy a house in a town that's got no jobs? So they're basically stuck, driving long distances to whatever job they can get, without the luxury of being able to do the sort of perform at their highest and best use, which is what we each hope for all of us. Because America forgot about towns like Robbins. The government certainly did, but John hasn't. And his policies with respect to trade and these issues are born of his own experience, what he sees around him whenever he goes home.